Nah.
Yeah. This is Thai food because it got a little spice to it, so it's Thai food.
Y'all. If anything got spice to it, it's considered to be Thai food.
If it's got rice noodles and spice, it's Thai food.
Y'all ain't shit.
According to these guys.
You add soy to that? That's what makes it Thai too?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't worth a day. Oh my god!
I got some Thai food.
I got some Thai food. It got toy. I said toy. It
got toy.
It's spice.
His Thai. You know your Thai food ain't Thai food when it come with a toy, nigga. Like
you at McDonald's.
McDonald's start selling Thai food.
McDonald's, but this is Thai McDonald's.
Nah, if you
Burger King selling. Burger King was selling tacos one day.
that is a McNugget with sweet and sour sauce. Anyway, that's
the sweet and sour though.
Relax.
You got some spicy nuggets with sweet and sour sauce.
That is not Thai food, sir.
Oh my god! What up, though, everybody? Welcome to Mask Off, episode 53, The Blueprint. I'm your host, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Right below me is my homie, Big Tone. What up, though?
What's going on, Big homie? Thank you. What's going on, Jake? What's going on, fellas? What's going on to the world? You know what it is. I'm here for another week, another episode 53. What it do?
And right next to the homie Big Tone is the young bull, Malachi. What up, though?
What's good, y'all? I'm in the building. We fresh into the new year of Mask Off, and I'm gonna keep giving y'all that heat. I'm glad to see y'all.
For sure. And right above him is the man with the plan, the producer, the man on the ones and two, El Presidente. Dan, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, like you said, we're in that year two. That next week, we're just gonna keep. We're gonna feed you and feed you.
Yeah, I like the Wu-Tang reference. I appreciate it. Shout out to Method Man, Redman. They just did a verses this week. It was dope. Anyway, yes, we are in year two. Actually, tomorrow will mark our first year, April 24th. And we thank y'all for rocking with us for a year. You know what I'm saying, commenting, whatever. We just appreciate y'all's support. Thank you. We love all y'all. So let's just keep it moving to our first segment of the show.
Hold up. Do we love all of them?
Yes. Because if you don't, I do. Because I love Von Wink.
How you knew I was referring to him?
That's the only one we got.
His name up.
That's the only one we got. That's controversial.
Look, all our fuck yous come with love to Von Wink.
Yeah, man, I have to say so myself. You know, my fuck you come with a lot of love and a big fuck you. You know.
And my love still got a little bit of that in it too. So it's a good balance.
Yeah, I mean, but what I love about him, you know, right, wrong, and indifferent, he keeps critiquing up, and you know, some people may not like it, but it's genuine.
He keeps that same energy. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That same energy.
It keeps us on our toes a little bit too.
It does.
Yeah.
You know.
So we do appreciate it. So
like
Von Wink, from all four of us, fuck you.
And you know what that means, Von Wink.
You know what that means, Von Wink.
This is
we got love for you.
Both guys is very abusive in this relationship.
And I know Von Wink.
He is, and we are.
If he's listening, I know he's loving this too. Like, yes.
I really want to have a show with Von Wink. You know what I'm saying? I really do. You know what I mean? But I don't really think we'll get a word in.
He'll just be critiquing our show. Like,
it's gonna be Von Wink and Tone. That's it. It's gonna be them two going back and forth.
Back.
You know what I'm saying? But look, we went on a tangent about Von Wink. Von Wink, we got love for you. But anyway,
start the show.
Yes, I tried to start the show.
My bad. I had to make a point.
No, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I appreciate it, Tom.
We owe your ass next week.
Malachi, hit us with this motivational minute.
Right, please.
Right. What's good, y'all? What's good? Today's motivational minute comes from a quote from Dave Stuntman. It says, "Complacency is the enemy of progress." Now, what does this really mean? So, in life, when you get some success, and success can make you lazy. It can give you a sort of sense of satisfaction that will take away some of the hunger that you initially had to achieve the goal that you initially wanted to achieve, in the grand scheme of the goal that you had. Because you get a little fruit from the tree that you planted, and you feel like you've done enough. But that is not the case. Whenever you make progress, you want to celebrate that progress, but you want to keep expanding to really get more out of life. Because once you get complacent, you slow down your progress that way. That's your motivational minute.
For sure. Thank you, Malachi, for those infinite jewels, as usual. Fellas.
Yeah, no, that's true. I was just watching something that was talking about how, like, how you can plateau, how like you're constantly reaching for a goal, or this is like a skill. I think I was trying to like learn something, but then like you learn this skill, or you get to it to a point, but then like you just kind of get stuck there, and it's because you didn't like look at it and say, all right, I reached that first goal. Now let me look at what's next. And you just kind of stay stuck there. So like you gotta go back, look at it again, give yourself a pat on the back too, because you did have some success there, but then you gotta figure out like a new goal to strive for.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I equate this with this current thing we're going to jump into a little bit later. Like, a lot of people are like enthused and think we got justice, and we doing this, we doing that, but it's only a small nugget compared to so much work that needs to get done, man. And all the excitement, we got to take these as small victories compared to the bigger outcome that we're looking for. If we looking for justice for all, it doesn't start with one victory. Plus, we got to remember too, he got convicted of this, but we don't really know what a sentence is.
Sentencing. Very important.
Yep.
That's a real good point, OG. And this has happened to me in my personal life. You get a little bit of, I got a little bit of success, and it kind of slowed me down a little bit. And I had to really evaluate that and really see like the person I was when I first got in it. And I'm scratching the surface trying to get something to the person I am now with the little something that I do have. You can't allow that to get in your way, because it will. And then you'll be further off than when you first started, because you had something and now you got taken away. So
yeah, good point.
For sure. Thank you for that motivational minute, Malachi. We're going to keep it moving to our next segment with the homie Big Tone. Put us on game, bro.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Big Tone, the biggest one of them all, giving you some of the hardest hitting facts in the game when I'm putting you on it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I think people need to understand, that we all live in a world that we consider to be free. Was it home of the brave, land of the free, home of the brave? That's what they say about the United States. And one of the things that they talk about is your First Amendment right, your freedom of speech. So during last year's 2020 demonstrations, we witnessed a lot of things. We witnessed, how can I put it, the distinction between rich and poor. We witnessed poverty at its all-time high. We racial disparities. We witnessed a lot of things. We witnessed the reemergence of white supremacy in the shape of law enforcement. So with that being said, came one of the things about defunding the police. And police got behind this real heavy, defund us? How you going to defund us? How you going to stop us from doing our job? So all these Captain Americas came out and they said it was a bad thing. And, you know, and I'm not giving a plug to Winter Soldier and Captain America, but what they did was they showed something with, if anybody haven't seen that, what they did, they showed something with U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent is a form of white supremacy. I had to put that out there. And anybody who don't know this character, he is a Captain America, false Captain America with his own anger issues.
Well, don't say too much about it.
Let me say what I'm saying. Please, my segment. He's a false agent of America. And with that being said, we talk about police and we talk about how, you know, there's no such thing as white supremacy when it comes to policing. But we have a false agent, which is under a guy says white supremacy. They're not police, they're white supremacists posing as police. So with that being said, there's something that the governor, Ron, let me get to my notes. Ron DeSantis, the governor Ron DeSantis, he came out with a bill. It's called the House Bill 1. It's the Florida anti-riot bill. So what it does is it's supposed to allow citizens to challenge proposed reductions police department budgets. You know what I'm saying? Also, it does something on the lines of allowing local governments to be sued for civil liability damages if a riot is not stopped. So what they're doing is if you are in their state and you decide you're going to protest and things go south, everybody that's around you that's doing shit that got no business doing, you too are being liable for what they're doing. They will ship you to a jail and give you a first offense misdemeanor, and you will have to sit in jail, not no bond and leave out. You will have to sit in jail to your first court date, and you will be you will have to see a judge. So what they're doing is making it a serious offense. If you damage properties, you know what I'm saying? What they saying is if the police get word of it and they don't do anything, a citizen can hold the police or the government of that state liable for them not intervening and stopping them. So we all know Florida is a rich place to be. And we know who this benefits. This benefits rich people in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say it. This Ron DeSantis is up for he's up for a presidential bid coming 2024. He's a Republican and also a powerful person that is in his state, which would be Donald Trump. So these are Republican viewpoints. Before Donald Trump even got out of office, he was on board with everything that Donald Trump was talking about. So it's a follow-up to what is going on. This bill also defines a riot as a felony, which I just spoke about. And there's a comprehensive list of crimes that may occur during a riot, which increase the penalties. So you can get a battery committed in furtherance of a riot or aggravated riot. That's a third-degree felony. So they up in the laws if you consider to cause a riot. If you hit a police officer, not if a police officer hit you, but if you retaliate and hit that police officer, there will be swift justice. And they also talked about how, you know, with this bill, if you deface a monument, any type of monument they got in a city that depicts anybody that they felt like they had the monument, which we know down in the South, it's a lot of racist monuments that are up. If you deface that, you are going to jail and be liable for a lot of penalties. So, you know, this is a serious thing to be looking at. It's called the House Bill number 1. It's the Florida anti-riot bill. And I have to say, this has gotten passed. They're doing a lot of celebrating. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I've always said personally, protesting is getting us nowhere. We have to think of a different strategy as Black people. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do recall, a lot of the cases that was taking place, it wasn't necessarily black people that was doing all those damages. It was people posing with masks on. You know what I mean? You had a case where it was cops, you know what I mean? And his wife ratted him out. He was defacing the auto zone. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful what we're doing. And it wasn't just them. It was white people that come out from the suburbs and do the same shit.
Yeah, and go back to the suburbs.
So this bill, if they start looking at this on a national level, you know,
passed it. You said they passed it in Florida.
Yeah, they passed that. It's a go.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting. But OG, to your point, I like the point you brought up about protesting. I don't want to say getting us nowhere, but I kind of want to. My take on that is finding ways to use the energy that's there, using that energy that's there for stuff that's really gonna make moves as far as bills being made, as far as reform goes, as far as that's what it is. It's the laws that we need redone. A bunch of people yelling outside, you know, that's a disruption. It is a disturbance.
Yeah,
but you know, I think it's an outcry. It's an outcry for help. But you know, even with that outcry, I look at there's got to be different ways in which we approach this because we have, in my viewpoint, we have played our card on that. And you know, you got old civil rights leaders who feel like this is the way we get justice done. And I think that way is done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you know,
there's a new way. Even with the generation that you live in, social media is that way. You know what I mean? What more can you carry information? You can't really do that. I mean, tearing up shit, you know what I mean? It's twofold. Yeah, it's all this shit is in your community, but technically it's not your community. Right. So if you look at it, this ain't my shit. What you going to do to build that area up in which you live in again? You know what I mean? So there's a twofold to that. You know what I mean? Especially if now with this being passed in Florida, what you gonna do now? You don't got no money. You fighting for change with no money, and then you get locked up, and they tax all these penalties on you. You know what I mean? We got to do something different, and I keep saying
it. Wow. Anything else on this? Dan, you got something for this or no?
No. I mean, yeah. I'm sure they're gonna fight this, but this is just a sign that that the protesters did do something if they're now scared of it to pass laws like this. So, I mean, that's just the back and forth and the constant fight that you got to do.
Right. Well, thank you, Tone, for that. Put you up on game. Appreciate it. We're going to move to the comments right now, see what's going on. Malachi, what you got for me?
Yep. We got in the Facebook chat. Oh, no, I got the YouTube chat up. In our
what you see, Alex?
You said what?
Just go.
Oh, no, I got it. And I do got it though.
You sure? You sure?
About John Steyerman, new commenter. He said, "Hey fellas, hope you are doing good." And Von Wink, he in the building. He said, "DeSantis, not DeSantos."
Only bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. But you know who the fuck I'm talking about, though.
Right. He did. He knew it. Then we got Von Wink also said, did they take out the immunity for drivers who are intentionally run over protesters? I didn't know. I don't know about that part. I think he talking about that bill.
No, it didn't talk anything about that. It's all pro-police. The bill is pro-police because they got behind a thing that talks strictly about defunding the police. That they big on which Donald Trump said Republicans that support him talk law and order. Mm-hmm. So they push that police heavy.
That's a good point. They do. He also said, Von Wink also said, as the Chauvin family, if protesting gets us nowhere. That's a good point.
Anything else?
Hold on. This one seems kind of controversial. He said, "You're a quitter, Big Tom. I'm waiting for the day you or Jake decide to badmouth Martin Luther King."
I already have.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
that.
I was gonna say OG definitely has. You probably missed that one, Von Wink.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
how did my name pop up in that shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yo, bro, you already know what time it is with us.
One more
Yeah.
from Von Wink. He said, "Interesting isn't so much the word as unconstitutional."
Yeah, like I said, they're gonna fight that in court because that does go against like the First Amendment rights and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from any of our other pages?
Yeah, we got in the Facebook chat, Planet on Facebook. He said, "Graham Leslie in the building." He said, love to hear all of this." And Tom Schultz in the building. He said, "Running late, but Tom in the house. Game time."
Game time.
Word.
And Tom made time.
What up, Tom? Big Tom. Graham Leslie, what up, though?
What's up, Graham?
That's what we got right now.
And shout out to Von Wink too, and the other new guy. What was his name? I forgot his name. But
Joe Steinman.
Joe Steyerman.
We love new viewers.
Thank you, new viewers. Come one, come all viewers. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it moving to our group discussion for this week. We're gonna talk about, of course, we're gonna talk about the Derek Chauvin verdict.
Wow.
This is the
I know.
So what?
Said,
oh wow. Damn. Well, wow. Oh, my bad. We gotta do the group. It's time for our, we got, yeah. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh God. Group discussion.
Yeah. Hey, Jake, I'm gonna need you to work on that one, man.
Thank you, Malachi. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've told y'all multiple times. I'm not.
No, Jake. We're not saying that one, but you need something.
I don't want something. You want me to do? All right, fine. No. I promise this time. I promise. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. I promise this time. I will come up with something. I will. Next time I host, I got this. I will come up with a group discussion intro. I will.
Y'all heard it here first.
I don't know why you have to though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If your thing not to, it don't have to be a thing.
Oh, you want all the love on the
all that shit was. He don't support me. He just don't want me to take the shine away.
You called it bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say, but it wasn't bullshit. Bro, listen to the context. It wasn't like fuck that bullshit. It was more like I ain't doing all that bullshit, bro. I ain't doing all that. Like I can't do it because if I do it, it's gonna be some bullshit. But with you, it's gonna be on point. That's what I was trying to say. Context, brother. Context. Damn.
Only word I heard from that was bullshit.
Anywho, let's get this group discussion popping, please. Okay. The whole world was on the edge of their seat for the Derek Chauvin verdict. You know what I'm saying? This verdict is going to determine the future of the country. Like we was all nervous about this shit. So but fortunately, it was guilty. He came back guilty. We all knew the motherfucker was guilty, but we was all scared. So but we want to talk about like how we was feeling at the time, like leading up to it, and like when we heard the verdict. Shoot it to my homie Malachi. What was your reaction about this?
Yeah. So first of all, just glad it's guilty. Glad that obvious is done. I'm glad the justice system did their job for once. Oh, whoop-de-doo. But yeah, I do get some satisfaction from this. I watched the closing arguments, and it was kind of ridiculous to hear them go through their points. It's like my man is like, as he took his last breath, it's like, yes, that's the whole point. So I think also because the fact that we were on our toes and we were on the edge of our seat is an issue within itself. The fact that we all kind of had this preconceived notion that it could have gone either way. And I think we kind of had to, because of what history has told us. So I think that's a bigger issue within itself, that we needed to be biting our nails over something so obvious. So that shows how much work we need as a country, or they need. Whatever. So glad that it's done. let's move on though. Let's get more. Let's get more. I'm glad with this, but let's not get complacent with this verdict. You know, this is something that was obvious. 9 minutes on the knee. That's that's not rocket science. But I'm glad they did it, and they did it kind of quick too, which I was glad.
Go ahead, Tom.
As far as being on pins and needles, I wasn't necessarily on pins and needles because I look at what this government has produced over these years. And, I just recently had a birthday, which made me 42. I said my age out loud, even though I got gray hair. I just want to put out there, history has shown us that when we're looking for justice as Black people, we got to go to extreme measures to find that. And with this verdict, I noticed that, you're right, Malachi, there was a sense of anxiety amongst Black people because we were looking at this. Is this going to be the same thing or is it going to be something different? But what America has shown us that, when it comes to white supremacy, it evolves and it mutates and it changes and it does different things. And, some people can look at me as a conspiracy theorist, but I really feel like with a lot of cases that's been going to court, what the police, especially the white police in this situation, what they have done is up their game and change their narrative when it comes to approach. When you look at the one we just had with the Botham James case, where Amber Geiger went and she was found guilty. But you may be found guilty in a court of law, but that does not exclude how much time you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? They gave this woman 4 years, and now she's trying to fight for an appeal for early release. And we mentioned this before. That's one case, and several different cases where you have these people who get convicted and something different is changing. You know what I'm saying? Or don't get convicted at all. They went from not getting convicted to, you did do this. Now, with this George Floyd case, like I just said, and what Malachi also said, it's not about the conviction. It's about the time that this guy gets. You know what I'm saying? Because it's I took a note of it. Like he got three different convictions, right?
Yeah, 3 different counts. Found guilty of all 3 counts.
3 different counts. And with those counts, man, it comes an extensive amount of time that he can serve.
Right.
So with
it's
that,
it's 85 or something like that.
Second-degree murder is unintentional is 40 years. Third-degree murder is 25 years. Second-degree manslaughter is 10 years. So it makes you start thinking, how much time he really gonna get?
Yeah.
4 years and 20 years of fucking probation. Let's find out. You know what I mean? So,
because that's a lot of years.
Well, yeah, but one thing which, so one thing that the state sentencing laws is that he's not going to serve like each of those crimes. Like, all right, it's 10 years here plus the 5 plus the 8. That was like one of the sentencing laws that like Black folks have wanted to change because they just charge us with like a gun charge and charge us with like a robbery, and they're like a Black man is in jail for his whole life for something that he should not be there for. But with this case is that he's just going to get charged for the highest crime, which is that second degree there, which is like 10 to 40 years. So he could get a 10-year sentence and then he's out in 3. So that happens a lot. Yeah, that kind of leads to like how I felt too, which was like when I heard that they heard heard both sides and like they all came to like a vote there like in a day or two. I was like, my first thought was like, yeah, okay, they had to convict him because there's no way that they all found him not guilty in a day. Like at that point, it's like, all right, we might be done as a country with that. Like that would have been crazy if they found him not guilty. Like they walked in and they talked about it for like one day and they all came back saying not that that they didn't see it that way. That would have been wild. But then they said that they were going to read it out and they put the time there, and I was just trying to not think about it until that time came. Then like I put it on the live stream, then like that played, and like that part, like that one part was just like a deep breath, like, all right, cool, man, about time. And then once that happened, it was like once I had that, and I started to like read tweets and just started to see like folks talking about, yeah, great, yeah, we're one step closer. Like I legit got pissed. I'm like, yo, okay, like this was a clear cut case, y'all. Like this is not some great,
the most obvious one,
grand step in the march of history. Like this is good that they didn't fuck us with this one, but
right.
They shouldn't even have fucking tried. Really.
Let's not just say, well, we're done here. No, let's go back into our homes now. Like this is not that, and that was a lot of the response I saw there, and it pissed me off for real. Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, like I probably my same thing as you, Dan. Like I was like, yeah, like if they don't get this fucking right, they're gonna tear this motherfucker apart. Like it's the country's done. And when it happened, I had a sigh of relief, but then I also started thinking like, also, yes, did we really? This motherfucker should just plead guilty in the first fucking place because 9 minutes on the nigga, on the dude neck, like, you know what I'm saying? And then also but also like another coming back down from that high, that sigh of relief. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Things will get better, but you know what I'm saying? It usually gets worse before it gets better.
Yes.
It always has. So I am expecting more fuck shit before the good shit. That's what I'm expecting. Go ahead, Tom.
I mean, during the same day was the fuck shit before the verdict even got out. You know what I mean? With the young lady down in Columbus, which sparked a conversation about, hey, look, every white cop ain't bad. He just saved another black kid. You know what I'm saying? You should be happy that happened. You know what I'm saying? I know what he did, but look what police all over the country is now doing. So now it's a struggle to say, well, should we go against police or do we really need police? And they talk about defund the police. Is this something they should be doing? And to another point too, I'm like, well, at the end of the day, you know, they had no choice but to convict this guy.
Yeah, at all.
You mean I really feel like, you know, he had to be the guy that went on the fucking sword. You know what I mean? Right. Because of the fact that, like Jake's point, if he didn't fall on that sword, oh, hell would have broke loose.
Yeah.
No matter what law they put in place, and that goes back to what I was saying and putting you up on game. They put that law in place to prepare for the George Floyd outcome. I bet you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do that shit, we getting we rounding them all the fuck up.
Basically.
But like we saying, like going back to Dan's point, like when people are saying like we're just one step closer, and it's like we're one step closer, but it's not like
this is like that's like to the ground floor, like we dug ourselves out barely from a hole, like our head out from the ground now. But it's like we still in the ground, like we trying to build a house right now. We just get out the dirt.
Yeah, we're still in the fucking ground, like Dan said, and like because there's because what was it? This is like the only 8 police officers has been convicted out of 15,000 since 2005. Yeah. Like like this is a very, 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 very small win in a sea of L's. Like for real.
No, real talk.
Go ahead, Malachi.
Yeah, the 7th. You know, I saw 2 different quotes. The 8th out of 6,000, and then here the 7th out of 15,000. But either way it go, these are ridiculous numbers, and it shows the amount of work that is really needed because these are the reported numbers. So now you have unreported numbers that people don't know about, don't talk about, that only the officers that did the act know about, that they going to have a beer to talk about, but that was never reported because nobody was there to report it. They didn't have their body cams on. They ain't about to say nothing. They ain't about to turn themselves in to do it. So
these are just the stats that they have within themselves. They don't give this to us. Like somebody had to go in and fight to just learn that.
Right. Yeah,
that was just from like people doing their own like cop shooting research.
Right.
You
Putting
can't
numbers
find
together
because they don't keep it and they won't share it.
So I'm sure those numbers are at least another 25% of that, in addition to, but it just is really ridiculous, and it shows how powerful that force is of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And we have to call it what it is. They doing what they please, and it's evident.
So, I always speak from a racial standpoint, and I'll speak from that standpoint, and I call it white supremacy because even when you have other ethnicities get killed by a black officer, they throw the book at you, and there's one case, what's the gentleman name? Muhammad Noor. He killed a white woman in Justine Resnick. If anybody don't believe, that actually happened in Minneapolis as well. You know what I'm saying? And they threw the book at him so fucking fast. It was an open and shut case. Now, the difference between this and that, we didn't have to wait to hear if he convicted. He didn't have to wait to get a fair trial. They knew what time it was. You black, you killed this white woman. We're gonna make sure that you suffer in the ground. You know what I mean? So I'm sure because he a cop, he's on that list of one of the people that got convicted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, there's a racial disparity when it comes amongst black officers killing white people and white officers killing black people. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of we got to look at all the facts before we convict this guy. He's a decorated officer. He's been in the military. He's done this. He's done that. When the things add up to the same as black people, no, it don't work. People can look at it like it's not about race. It is always about race in this case. And, even the backgrounds of police in general, they were brought by to fucking go after black people. This has always been the case.
Right. How the system was built. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, like the system, like there's some things going on to like, change the system. Like this George Floyd Policing Act that's getting ready to pass, or I don't know if it passed or it's getting ready to pass, but
let's not say it passed. They're gonna vote on it.
They're gonna vote on it. Yeah.
It's going to Congress, I think.
But pretty much what it is it's the first like comprehensive approach to hold police accountable and end racial profiling, change the culture of law enforcement, empower communities, and build the trust between law enforcement and communities by addressing systemic racism and bias, help to save lives. That's the goal of the act. Thoughts on this, guys? Tone?
I'm looking at the bill, and one of the things it says save lives by banning chokeholds and no knock warrants. This should be something that shouldn't even be in effect now. You know what I mean? Like, or even during this trial, they talk about how knee to the neck and chokeholds is something that they don't fucking practice. So when they come up with these bills, you are already putting shit in there that shouldn't already be in there. So it's like let's go ahead and talk about it. No chokeholds. Well, we don't even practice chokeholds. Yes, you do, because you ain't kill somebody over it. Well, we putting it in this bill so you can see that we don't do it no more. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's not play the games. You know what I mean? And what these bills do is create. It's supposed to be a safeguard, I guess, in a sense. You know what I mean? But it doesn't really support the person that's already dead. It supports the family, so to speak. So if this shit already took place, it's really helping the family acquire monies for that. That's what I got from
it. Daniel, thoughts on this?
Yeah, all right, yeah. So for the positives, this is like a good step to vote on it, and hopefully this does pass. So good. To Tone's point, like a bunch of this stuff inside these bills are things that you would think are like, bro, why is it like this in the first place?
Yeah.
So it's good to have that broad sweep to try to reform that stuff there. But then, like, you still got to go through it state by state as well. Like each state got their own laws, and then like those states love to create carve outs and like start this to say, yeah, we're going to pass this law, but we're not going to count this towards this type of crime or this type of crime. That and
this doesn't
those loopholes that they constantly carve out that just keeps this stuff done. So then, like, once you try to go back and pass a bill like this again, let's just say in the next five years, when it's on someone else, you name the bill for it, you're going to be passing these exact same laws again. So like you have to do it like the law way, but this just kind of goes back to where you can't just try to rely on the laws. Like, that's why people are pushing to like deconstruct the whole like the whole policing platform there, because that's right here, because that will at least get them to start to think about, all right, how can we completely rethink this whole thing? Yeah, because these laws will help some, but they won't completely solve the problem.
Yep. You had some, OG, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say how they got like something in here that says investigate policeman misconduct. I thought that's internal affairs, you know what I'm saying? But if you got a corrupt internal affairs, I could see to Daniel's point, you know what I mean? But, you know, like I said, all this stuff's supposed to be in place already. So what is this? A safeguard to make sure that shit that's in place really be put in place? So it's like a double. I don't get what it is, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, like, you know, change the culture of law enforcement with training to build integrity and trust. No, you know what I mean? I don't understand this. You know what I mean? If you took a vow and an oath to what? Serve and protect not just white people, everybody. You know what I mean? Why I need to train you to be okay with who I am as a person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a couple things that I don't agree with within this bill. But, you know what I mean? So that's just my take on it.
There's just a lot of things that, like, people, I don't think people really understand how much we need this shit. Like, Tom, I get it. Like, a lot of shit we shouldn't be doing. Like, we shouldn't have to do. But we live in a country that was created by stupid motherfuckers, and there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers still out there that don't understand this shit. Like, a lot of policing, like a lot of the tactics they use and the things they do stems from slavery. Like back in slavery, they had slave patrols. You know what I'm saying? And they use that. These are things they use to like capture slaves, and you know they use like vigilante tactics to enforce laws related to slavery. And you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know, they pretty much punish slaves, you know, like beat them, kill them, lynch them, did whatever the fuck they want. And then after that, like kind of like after the Civil War, when Jim Crow shit started, they started a thing called Black Codes, and that's pretty much these were laws that like specify how, when, where African Americans could work or how much they would be paid, and then also restricted like where blacks could go and where, you know, pretty much the whole like pretty much like where they could be as far as public spaces and school, libraries, stuff like that. It all like all that shit, like a lot of the shit police does today stems from that, and they still using those same policies today. Like I think I explained that pretty fucked up, because the black codes, they ended the black codes, and then the black codes came from Jim Crow, and then shit, I don't know. I'm reading this.
The point is that there is something there all the time. Like, once you kind of reform one thing or like pass a law to change that, they find a new way to do it.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
And that was going to my point about them getting locked up. When they get locked up or when they get tried, you know what I mean, they do something different to make it so, You know what I mean? We got to go back and do something different as well. And this is my point to the sentencing. Don't be excited to say, okay, he's convicted. You could be convicted of anything. It's a matter of what the sentences is. And to also to your point, if you guys watch Exterminate All the Brutes, they'll talk about how the Spaniards that came over here, they were already looking as the Irish and the Italians as lower level white people under them. So they kind of made them honorary white people. It made them in charge of being in charge of policing black people. So you still one step above black if you're white. You know what I'm saying? So they put them in charge of that. So that's another plug for that movie. That is a great movie. Go ahead, Malachi.
Yeah, I will say that I feel like this is a step in the right direction, and I do agree with you fellas as far as it's ridiculous that we even need to do this. And yes, but again, like I said earlier, this shows how corrupt the system really is, because we need to do these obvious things, because we're celebrating over a person killing somebody and we're celebrating over their conviction. You know what I'm saying? That's because we need this stuff, shows how corrupt it is. And one of the things that the act also mentions is that officers have to be more transparent with the data that they collect, going to that point that we had of the fact that was researched and not presented. So if they're more upfront with their data, with their numbers, and body cams is also a mandatory thing in that act as well. And there was a county in Florida, one of the Wayne County sheriffs of that county said he was totally against this idea of officers wearing their body cams after two of his men killed someone, a young black man, without their body cams on. After that came out, he still was against it. So it shows you these people, they don't hide. They tell you how they feel with these bills, with these laws that being passed. They're like, no, we gonna keep doing the way we do it until y'all do something about it. And so that's why these stuff like the George Floyd Act, and if that's the type of give and take, because that's the give and take that's been happening. Like you guys said, they always find a loophole. That's the system. So we need to just it's really ridiculous, but it's like Captain Obvious. You still have to do it.
Yeah, that's a great point to just drive that home too, man. Because it's like I too want to say, yeah, this was a great step ahead. It's great, like this was a great win because it was. But I just don't want the rest of like y'all here to not y'all on the show, but just like the rest of y'all to think that we're done. So like we got to actually have to show no, this is what's ahead of us. But yeah, to your point, this is something to be proud of.
It is. It's a celebratory, and that's the thing. It's even a problem that we have to celebrate it.
We just to make it like how is this a pride thing? But yeah,
right, yeah.
Well, let's talk about like some of these states who are like the worst with policing, like Minnesota, Florida, Ohio. Let's say Tone.
All of them.
All of them.
you said all 52.
All of them. You don't get no slap on the wrist or being some great agency. All of them. You know what I mean? When you talk about United States of America, they're all united in their, in they shit they do, because all these crimes don't just happen in one state.
That's true.
Right.
They happen everywhere.
It happens everywhere. That's United States. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that's what we've been seeing in social media. Now we've seen it in Columbus, Ohio. It was just in Minnesota. It was just in Portland. It was just where, shit. Let's go back to Malice Green and Rodney King. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, shit happens everywhere.
Well, well, go ahead, Malachi. No, you go.
I do agree with that. It definitely happens everywhere, but there are your states that it reigns more prevalent, that you kind of hearing cases every other week in the same area, like Minnesota. With them having that happen in there, and then who was it? Delonte Wright, that died right after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain states are more open with their white supremacy, and some states hide it more. And I think that's kind of the difference. It's all the same thing, but some rain a little heavier, and that's you go with Florida, like you said, it's a rich state, it's a Republican state. My man already showed you how he was laying. One of the county sheriffs showed you how he was laying. So certain states that just are a little more careless with their racism.
Yeah, no. To that point, you could probably drill it down to not even states, like drill it down to like police like forces too. Like when they did the whole like Mike Brown report too back in 2014, like they went back into that town and like they did this whole complete review of that town's force, and I think the report. I mean, not this is just a. So I think the report was saying like, yo, this is probably the most corrupt system I've ever seen. Like they were charging folks for like parking tickets. Then like because the folks like could not pay it, then like they were like sent to jail. So I'm gonna skip some steps there. But they were like because they could not pay it, that kind of led to them having to go in jail. Then like they can't pay their bail, so then they're just stuck in jail there. Then the cops are just constantly roaming and just swarming them and just constantly just abusing them because they could, which kind of led to that whole Mike Brown shooting there too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, some are bad. Like some are much worse than some, but to the broader point, I mean, this is across the whole U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this shit is fucked up everywhere.
Pretty for trying to translate it for me. That's
a good way to sum it up, brother.
Pretty much.
You can sum it up. Yeah, pretty much. Going back to what Tone said, it's fucked up everywhere. But that was our group discussion for this week. What I'm saying? Let's hit the comments again, see what everybody talking about. Malachi, what you got for me?
Yes, sir. I have in our chat, we got never mind. In the Planet Ant chat, we got Joe Steyerman. He said, long time watcher, just haven't caught you live too often.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
That is dope.
Long time viewer, first time commenter.
That's dope. Yeah. And he also said he hasn't caught us live, so that means after we go off, he goes and watches it.
Checking the replays. All right. I like
it. Shout out to you, Joe. Numbers up.
You're gonna shoot up my good list real quick on this.
Yeah.
Way past time if I wait.
Right. Joe didn't made it to the top of the list. Like he top 10 already on the first.
He taking time to check out the replays. He taking time.
Replay.
Yeah.
He said long time. I'm gonna read that again. Long time watcher, just haven't caught you live too often. LOL group.
What is he watching it on?
I'm assuming the Planet Ant network because that's what he's commenting on.
I hope he's watching on YouTube because he can see all the material. So check out the YouTube page. You see every piece of material that we've covered in our 53 episodes.
He in the building now. He just put LOL, and he also said LOL group discussion intro. So he feeling that. Another one he said,
telling you, Dick, it's a hit.
Yeah.
It's a hit because I did it.
Okay, OG, we know you want to keep it. You know?
So, I was the first one to endorse Tone. Said that it was cold.
You was because I wasn't with it at first.
Dan and Malachi wasn't with it first. I was your supporter, and now they trying to get me to do this shit.
That's
and I'm
true.
like, all right, man. All right,
you know that is what happened, Dan. I remember it.
Let Tone. Trying to let Tone breathe with that, but whatever. I already promised it. Next episode, this is 53. So episode 55, I'm gonna come with an intro. I got y'all.
Don't do that to me. I can't breathe now.
A couple more comments and let's keep it moving. Joe again, he said, as I watched the arguments, I thought it would have been so rigged for it not to be guilty. That's very true. And then he also said, Big Tone, all united in what they do. True. Talking about the United States. Yeah, that's a good point. United States of America. Let's all be the same, y'all. Let's see what else we got here. And in the Planet Ant Facebook, We got Game Time Tom in the building. He said, Graham Leslie first. He said, sentencing is what it's all about. And Tom agreed with that. And that's good. That's a good point, Malachi. It really does show how corrupt the system is. If the systems of oppression are needed, right? He says some states are still stuck on the Missouri Compromise, Kansas and Nebraska Compromise, and so on. Like Big Tone said, it's messed up everywhere. Good point, Tom. They're stuck in their old ways of like pretty much this is like they running running a plantation. That's kind of how a lot of leaders feel still. So, yeah, that's what we got. He said, "Real talk, I'm struggling that researchers had to determine that." So that fact that you brought up, Dan, he's saying that it's crazy that that researchers had to do that research.
Yeah, no, like they legit block that. You have to go in and like do a whole first amendment like form to like get them to send these stats to you, and then once they do, they try to make it as complex as possible. So like you don't have a way to translate it and to know like what really goes down there. Yeah, Jay?
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to Planet that podcast on Facebook. There's some comments there. I wanted to shout out my homie Tim David. What up, though? He in the building. He says, "Hey, gents, it really does." It really does. Could you imagine if no one ever speaks up, even if the 8 cops wouldn't be prosecuted?
No.
Referring to the very few cops have been convicted out of those 16,000, I believe. Tim also said that he worked in the juvenile system for years and had many co-workers that were racist and abusive. Even the administration was horrible to the kids. There were very few physically abusive towards the residents and used excessive force. This needs to be addressed because these are the most vulnerable people. Young kids don't always know their rights. There was a group in Detroit called the White Hats that weren't cops that patrol neighborhoods to beat black people. This was in the 40s and 50s. Like, damn. And he also says, favorite show. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. That's real good. That's a real good insight too.
Yes, it was.
And that's also a good point too. And people look at it's a certain group called the Guardian Angels. They do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? They look, it's a lot of these off-brand alt-right groups that nobody know about until they explode, and you got a Charlottesville situation. Then everybody looking to say, well, where did they come from? What's going on? You know, these motherfuckers been here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've been around. You know what I mean?
Right
But
down your block.
you know what I mean? They under the guise of being Christians, you know, good wholesome white Christian society that talk about uplifting white people. No, they racist as fuck. And they talking about the extermination of Jews. They talk about fucking black people need to go. They dumb as fuck. You know what I mean? They always talking about raising the bar on white supremacy.
Yeah, they did try to kidnap Big Gretch, like kidnapping killer. Like that was a real plot. Like,
Yeah.
Like we talk about it, we kind of make jokes about it, but like that was legit their plan. So like we need like those types of groups are just across the state and across the U.S.
The game has changed too with them. I'm gonna point this out. As much as we talk about how, and I mentioned it earlier about we should change the outcome of how we do things as far as protesting. They've been changed their game. They go to these little platforms and chat sites. Yeah, they got a lot of things popping off, you know what I mean, with these little alt-right groups. And I heard that they do something with My Little Pony, the guy that killed them people up in Indianapolis. He's with an alt-right group that talks about something with neo-Nazis and My Little Pony as they damn figurine sign. So they're advancing. And we're not doing, we're not taking them serious as what we're doing in America. No. We always look at them as The KKK has branched out to be so many other things. Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
No, you good. No, you good, bro. I just wanted to thank you, everybody in the comments, everything for rocking with us, everything. Tim, everybody else, the other, I forgot his name already, but our new
Joe Steyerman.
Joe Steyer.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say the last name, but Joe. What up, Joe?
Joe, thank you,
We'll
Joe.
call it what up, though, Joe.
What up, Joe? I like that, Malika. I like that.
I'm gonna call that man his name.
I like Joe too, but let's not start giving out nicknames.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that man his name. You know what I mean?
Hey, Joe, comment if you like that nickname or not.
You gotta come in a few more times to get the nickname.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm with Dan on that. We just show up to the party.
We love you, Joe. We love
Yeah. Watching a few weeks, they're gonna be like, yeah, I like what up though, Joe. I like this shit.
Right.
Yeah, but he just can't show up to the party handing out flowers to everybody, and everybody like, yeah, I love me some goddamn Joe. You know?
Hey, y'all know,
A little bit
you know Joe came in with it, and he warmed our heart. You can't cap. You know he did.
Oh my God, man.
Shout out to Tom. He in the motherfucking building.
Tom, Tim, Graham, all y'all, Von Wink, all y'all. Thank you. Let's hit this gem of the week real quick. Real quick.
Tim Davis said, "What up, though, Joe?"
He said, "Who?"
Here we go.
He said, "What up, though, Joe?"
See, Tim already on board. You know, man. Shout out to Tim. Love you, brother. Listen, let's do this gem of the week. All right, we got two for you this week. First, we got Fruitvale Station, starring Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. It's pretty much movie's pretty much is like the life events of Oscar Grant leading up to his death when he was shot by a Bay Area rapid transit officer. I'll say Oscar Grant, he was face down with his hands behind his back, and an officer shot him. And you know what I'm saying? It was very similar to the recent situation when the cop mistaked the gun for a taser. It was some bullshit. But it's a great movie. And you check it out. From what I saw in the movie, I just saw you see, like, you really shouldn't have to like see the humanity in a black person. But what I saw in the movie is that you know what I'm saying? I just saw a guy, you know what I'm saying, just trying to like find his way. You know what I'm saying? He had a baby mama, baby mama drama. You know, he got a daughter he's trying to raise, dealing with his family. You know what I'm saying? He's a young man trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying? And he had friends and family that cared about him. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of cops need to start they don't look at us that way. You know what I'm saying? They look at us like we're like as criminals or like animals, whatever. Like lower than scum, like just the lowest of the low. You know what I'm saying? And
inhumane.
You said what?
Inhumane,
pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a great movie to check out. Check out Fruitvale Station. Also, the second gem of the week, we got a song called "The Sound of the Police" from one of my favorite rappers, the Blast Master, the Teacher, KRS-One. KRS-One stands for, if you don't know, knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everybody. And he's dropping science in this song. He's pretty much talking about everything we was probably talking about in this episode. He talks about on this song, talking about how the police, they you know what I'm saying, they're not police, they the beast. It's, you know what I'm saying, in the chorus. And like some of the stuff I was trying to say, and like about like the slave patrols and the Jim Crow laws and how that stuff is still present today in the policing. KRS-One says that in that song. He says on the lyric he it might have been a stretch, but he kind of like he compares overseer to officer in the song. It's really dope how he does it. But it's a great song about policing and police brutality in America against blacks. Y'all should check it out. And check out the album Zone too, Return of the Boom Bap. But anyway, those are your gems of the week.
I got.
Go ahead, Tone.
Go ahead, man.
I got a couple more comments. Joe said, "What up, though?"
Okay.
He commented and said, "What up, though?" And then Tim Davis said, Joe, you can't keep up with me. #1 fan. That's what Tim Davis said.
Whoa.
Got some competition there.
Now we got commenter beef going on. All
Right. And then one last
Right.
one. He said, how dumb is it to say I didn't know it was a gun? Fuck that. Different size, weight, color. What the fuck?
Right.
We feel you, Tim Davis.
Go ahead, Tom.
I just want to point out when you say he was a young man trying to find his way, when it comes to black men in America trying to find a way, there's no leeway for that. You're supposed to know your place. And if you don't know your place, we'll help you find your place. That's what history has continuously shown us. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be aware of, even from then all the way up until now, what language, you know what I'm saying? Malachi spoke about something called love language. What hate language they showing us? You know what I mean? That's a big thing to look at too. So I just wanted to point that out about him. Like,
yeah. Plus, one thing that that we talked about inside our show before this was that you don't need to be a saint to not get killed by a cop. Like that's kind of like the whole thing we're talking about here. Like this was just a man here. George Floyd was just a man. He had his own flaws, but that is not a excuse to kill this man. Yeah,
no matter what the crime is. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Like pretty much what y'all saying. Like when I'm trying to say with this is like this person, like someone like this is a human being, and people care about this man. You see a criminal, or you see a lowlife, you see that, but that, you know what I'm saying, but that's not. But he has flaws, but he's not a. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Right? Yeah, just because a person looks away, just because a person talks away,
but it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Very good. It don't even matter if you look or talk away. You know what I'm saying? It's that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's working against you, no matter what.
Right.
Go ahead, Tom.
this all is because we are looked at as super predators between the ages of fucking 13 to fucking 65. You know what I'm saying? You as a black man in the eyes of America, you know what I mean? They've all said it. You know what I mean? They went to Congress and said it. Joe Biden has said it. I don't give a fuck if he's the president or not. He has called us that. You know what I mean? Super predators. All these motherfuckers have this outcome that, you know, if you live in these poor conditions, these economically poor conditions, you know what I mean? And it's a billion super predators out there that look like me and you. You know what I mean? We can go wherever we go tonight. Each one of us on this screen get pulled over by a cop, and the way they approach us would be totally different than the way they approach a white person. The conversation would be different. They will talk to you in a manner in which you will not feel like you are a human. These are the conditions you deal with. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Their life is on the line every day. You know what I'm saying? But it's a way you approach things that make a difference in America. You know what I mean? If I roll into a situation, I have little bit information, you know what I mean? And I'm going to hit this point before we go because we so far off time. If I run up to a point and a girl is swinging a knife, I'm not going to shoot 4 times. I'm going to try to tackle the fuck out of her because I don't know. Upping it to a gun is a different standpoint than a knife is any day. That's just my viewpoint.
And that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that, Tone.
One more in our chat. We got the first comments of our chat tonight.
All right, go ahead, Malachi. Go ahead.
Cree Coats, these your people, Anthony?
Yeah.
Hey.
My ex-wife. What up, dog?
She said, I like that. She said, I like that term, hate language.
Yeah.
So, what up, though,
Cree? First time I ever called you Anthony. I don't know why I did it.
I'm in these streets, man.
Yeah. It's because I see your name right here. That's why. All right.
Yeah. So shout out to Cree. Thanks for rocking with us. That does it for episode 53, the blueprint of Mask Off. Thank y'all for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We in our second year. We're gonna keep it, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep doing what we do, keep it trill, keep talking that real talk. Anything else, fellas?
Oh,
Shameless plug. That's what it looked like.
So we had Dear Future Husband had a sold out. We had 4 theaters packed. So with such a great response, they're doing an encore presentation for, I don't know, I just got the date yesterday, but it's on my Facebook page, so get at me. And then we got Smoking Good coming out too. The trailer for that dropped. We got 6 episodes of that coming, so everything's on the way.
How?
Yeah.
You not know the dates of the shameless plug you doing right now.
Oh my God. So yeah, that does it. Episode 53. Mask off. We out.
Mask off. We got the blueprint.